Oh, hi. I like to keep it real on this channel. And the real honest truth is that this time of year, I truly manifest and evolve into my final form.
I'm the trash man.
My skin, textured. My lips, chapped. My crops, unwatered. My bills, unpaid. I'm clearly thriving, okay? Yes, we are in the middle of October, which means we are in the middle of Maksy, which is a thing that I started doing in 2019. I used to do 13 looks in October. This year, I thought, as a mental health queen, I would do 10 looks instead of 13. Every single year, I tell myself I'm gonna get a head start on things. And then I don't, so I've been struggling a little bit this year, and I did not get as much of a head start as I wanted to. Pretty much doing the looks a couple days or the night before I post them. And so that's why you're here. I hope, maybe. One of the big things that I wanted to do this year was to make a bunch of sets, kind of like 1800s theater. So one of the looks that I wanted to do was Christine Daae from Phantom of the Opera. I would love to do this look of hers. It's the scene where she's led down into the Phantom's lair, dramatic, and there's a gondola. Love a gondola. Naturally, I would like to recreate that scene right here. This is usually something I do on Patreon. I do a lot of set building, makeup transformations, and stuff like that over there. I don't know, I just wanted to make a more in-depth video about it because I think this set is gonna be a little bit more complicated. First thing that needs to get done though is tearing down this set. Break! All right, shall we talk design? Imagine it. Okay, if we look at the scene, it's underground, right? So it's got like a cave kind of aesthetic. Here's how it's laid out in my head. That mylar to look like water here. The rest is like a rocky cave kind of texture. I would love to figure out how to elevate that a little so that I can like step up onto it. Instead of a backdrop, I want to have a cave stone-like texture made with craft paper. Connect all together into a big backdrop, crumple it all up, and then paint it like stone. Let me get out of the way here. We start adding fun things like the gondola, candlesticks and candelabras, perhaps just lost treasures here and there. He seems to have a penchant for dusty antiques, which I can respect. He's a knick-knack king. And then to top the whole thing off, we're gonna add some lighting. I'm gonna figure out how to make my fog machine kind of have that low layer of fog. And I think this is gonna look pretty cool. This is definitely one of my more ambitious set designs. Just in a time where AI is a scourge upon this earth and to anything creative, I really want to go out of my way to hand make things. And in the end, I think you can tell the difference between AI generated slop fest or something that somebody put their heart into, and I want to keep that alive. Please, please. My first step here, going to run to the store. I think Ocean State Job Lot. And then if I can gather my wits and figure out what else I need, perhaps a visit to the craft store. I would very much like to use what I already have for this as much as I can. Think we can pull this off? Well, we're gonna try, my friends. Let's go shopping. Woo, we out here. Time to venture, find some stuff. Possibly something to make a boat out of. I have not been to this place in a hot minute. For those of you not from New England, Ocean State Job Lot is not particularly aesthetic. It's a little soul-sucky, a liminal space kind of, you know? I would imagine a zombie film could take place in, and they wouldn't have to do much. Maybe I'm just getting older and love a bargain, but that place wasn't as bad as I remember. Let's go home, start building. Good morning. Hey, remember all that deconstruction I did yesterday? In the meantime, I did have to set up another photo shoot area for Morticia. 'Tis the life of a chaotic content creator. Just shuffling things around until I die. We've got a lot of work to do. and not a lot of time. I think the first thing I'm gonna do today, probably gonna paint over this, because this is just 2 large pieces of craft paper taped down the middle. I'm probably just gonna paint a stone texture on that, add a little bit more onto the sides. Once I crumple this up, it's gonna shrink, and I would like this cave to feel like it's overarching and kind of everywhere. Genuinely no idea how much we're gonna get done today, but we're in it. We're locked in. The Phantom of the Opera is here. Okay, let's get to work. I can do it.
Specifically, the stone in this layer is more of a warm brown, so I mixed a couple colors, tried to keep them a little bit separate, and rolled it on. Smacking the ever-living shit out of it to try to get rid of those roller marks. I experimented with a few different things. I wanted to get as much tones in here as I could until in the end it kind of just looked like a Life Touch school photo backdrop. And then it was time to do what I was truly born to do. Destroy.
Not bad.
To add even more stone-like texture and to make the ridges pop out, I just put some white on a piece of fabric and really gently went over it.
Y'all want to build a boat? Good. I have not really thought in depth about this, but if there's anything I've learned doing what I do, it's that you can make anything out of everything. You can make everything out of anything out of anything. Whatever way you spin it, I have confidence that we can build a gondola. Quite honestly, not on my bingo card for being a YouTuber, but nevertheless. From what I can gather, this gondola is honestly shaped like a loafer. And I only need really the front half of it. I'm just gonna sketch out what we're gonna do. Side, this side. Honestly, can kind of lay flat and be hollow. Loafer-esque front. The lanterns, which we will tackle eventually, so I can actually sit and put like pillows in there. Someone recently said that my videos remind them of Blue's Clues. That's fair. That's very fair. One thing I did pick up at Job Lot were these anti-fatigue floor mats, which really brings me back. This is just EVA foam, the same stuff that I buy from the sort of expensive cosplay websites. Back in the day, this is how I would make my foam builds. And honestly, it works just as well. Yes, you have this textured side, but voila, a smooth side. 4 of them. Which is a lot of foam. So what I'm gonna do is start building out the base of this boat, create the skeleton with this and some glue. I am nothing if not a mad woman with a hot glue gun. This is unlocking a core memory for me. The way that these fit together is so satisfying. It reminds me of those puzzle mats that you would have when you were little. Anyway, okay, let's get to work.
Look, okay, clearly I am no shipbuilder, but I figured that they probably had to have these sort of ribs that were going to keep the structure together. They were a wee bit wobbly, so I did try to hold them together with a piece of paper. This did not really work. The jiggle physics were out of control. So I did switch to just gluing a bunch of foam on there.
Right. It's quite flimsy, Captain, but she's ours. It's kind of the base. She's a bit jiggly. And then once we add like the top, I think it'll really anchor everything together. She does not need to be structurally sound. She just needs to look pretty. I am calling it quits for today because I am very, very tired. And I feel like I participated in some sort of boot camp. My legs are a little shaky, so I need some rest. But tomorrow we shall continue. Good night. What's up, hotties? Pardon me. Hope you weren't expecting cute autumnal outfits in this video. We are straight goblin mode. A copious amount of black poster board. Went to the home improvement store, grabbed filigree of different kinds. These were friggin' expensive. I'll use them for something else, inevitably. So these are gonna go on the gondola. If I can figure out how. We need to get moving on this. That's what we need to do. I'll be the first to admit she looks a little bit more like a fishing vessel and a rowboat than she does a gondola. I think I may have made her a little too wide, but frankly, my dear, I don't give a f. But I'm basically gonna cut off strips of this bad boy, glue them on here so that hopefully it starts to resemble a boat. I'm losing my mind.
Because this is foam, it's quite flexible, so I literally just cinched in the supports that I had underneath. Felt myself very big-brained for that move. Once the top of this loafer was situated, I needed to figure out the lantern, so I took this stand that's meant for like reptile lamps or something, and had to figure out if this would actually take the weight of this lantern, which it sort of did. Until I raised it up. This poor stand is fighting for its life right now. As you can imagine, this made it quite top heavy, so I took a sandbag and tried to weigh it down, and it seemed to work okay. Then it was time to shiplap this bad boy, taking strips of that black poster board and some hot glue. Can you feel it?
Well,
I spent far too long on this. But yeah, here she is, my gondola. Do I look like someone who cares about the accuracy of my paper vessel? Do I? I need to paint this. But then we can move on to other things, I swear. It's pretty fun though. I'm in a boat. And it's made of paper. You know, after last year of building a 7-foot grave out of insulation foam, I told myself, never again. I will not make another oversized prop that's going to consume my life. One gondola and a 9-foot stone wall later. Tally-ho. All right, let's start assembling. You know, for as tired as I am, and as much as I'm like, why am I like this? I'm having so much fun. Thanks for being here and letting me do this. Genuinely, I think if middle school Rachel or high school Rachel could see me now, she would think I'm pretty cool. I used to force all my friends to be in my movies. In that 20 years, ew. 15 years. Not much has changed, except now I have you to watch the silly little movies I make. I'll be darned if that's not the coolest thing ever. First things first, I'm gonna set up my river.
Oh, she's still wet.
Okay. So this is just gonna basically be most of this. Yeah. And then my boat can be kind kind of coming off screen there. Does that look cool? Maybe extend this a little bit more this way. Just whispering sweet nothings to myself. It's fine. Genuinely, this month is, I call it my blackout month. If you have the unlucky pleasure of being my friend during this month and you ask to hang out, I'm still figuring out the best way to tell someone without sounding like an old-timey mad scientist from 1873 that I am so sorry, friend. I would very much like to make your acquaintance, having hearty guffaws, but alas, my work has consumed me and I am slipping deeper and deeper into madness. I will emerge on November 1st anew to drink libations and caffeine with you. That's where I'm at with that. We've got our river. As mentioned, I want kind of like a rocky landmass. And I have a fabric, albeit it's a little covered in paint, that I kind of use for ground. Very covered in paint. This is what happens when you use your backdrops for Pink Pony Club. Like it'll be like that. Kind of looks like stone. I do want it to be a little elevated. I love when I have a set that is kind of, you know, organically different pose driven. So be in the boat or I can be walking up onto the land. I have these dog steps for when Frodo had his surgery last year. Fake that elevation, something like. And then when I take the picture, I can kind of be like, whoa, stepping up. 1, 2. Continue that elevation. I will not be stepping on this, but I could if I wanted to. And then I can have some candlesticks up here. You feel me? That really sure does look like a blanket that I threw over some stairs, huh? Okay, we'll also have like a bunch of his little treasures here, so it's gonna hide that. She's cooking! Let her cook! Maybe. That's amore. All right then, let's start adding props. If I were the Phantom, what would I have in my lair? Definitely the statue of a pretty lady. I like pretty ladies. I can kidnap them. Done. It's his prized possession. I feel like he had a lot of gold stuff. This will help. A mirror so I can sulk about the one side of my face. It's really not that bad.
After set dressing, it was time to set up some lights.
Set up some lights.
That's what I just said. I wanted the water to have sort of this glowy green canal effect. And then the other side, I wanted to make a little bit warmer. I found this push light at Job Lot, and I've never seen one that changes colors before, so I put it back there. It's very, very subtle. I end up replacing this. This light that I got for the mermaid shoot with Savannah, and it's supposed to reflect kind of like water. I was quite pleased with this. After that finishing touch, we are ready to transform. Transformation time! Oh. God, I can't for my slouching. This is proper posture. This is where I'm at. Come meet me where I'm at. All right, I'll save my back. I don't know how much of a transformation this is actually gonna be. Characters that wear little to no makeup are probably the hardest ones to do, and she is pretty much barefaced. Except for like a random smoky eye up top, only up top. This could either look sort of like her or not at all. My skin sort of was cooperating until a few hours ago, and it said, "You thought." It's true, I heard it say it. I was like, that's a little weird. Off with her face. I'm very excited to get this one done. I did truly have fun building the set, but also, she's so tired. I can imagine it's probably frustrating as well to watch someone work themselves into the ground and complain about how tired they are and then do literally nothing about it. I'm sorry.
Come November, I swear, I'm gonna take a break. I just gotta make it through these last couple weeks. So if you've watched any of my transformations, I do a lot on Patreon. I kind of start in a different spot every single time. So eyebrows, yes sir. Hand mirror, reference photo, even though I have a big old mirror right here. I'm slowly going blind. It's really fine. Here's show you what those eyebrows do. They are close together and long. Her nose is a little thinner than mine. Ah! Ah! Got it. Her nose placement is quite different than mine. I have a larger gap in between my mouth. I'm wondering if we can fix some of that with lip liner. So let's give myself some cheekbones. Just adding them, because I'm not entirely sure I was born with them. Let's do the lips. God. Good. Beauty YouTuber. Love that. Yummy. That looks silly. Don't worry, we're gonna fix it. Smoky eye. Just really pop it on there. I think this is what Christine looks like when she does her makeup. When her angel of music is spying upon her, she's just sitting there like, sing to me, my angel of music. Actually, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, it's fine. Tip of the nose, cheekbones. I'm gonna take the tiniest bit of white liner just on the edges of my eyes. That was too much. Oh no, what have I done? Blush. Let's put on the wig. We can zhuzh up anything that we need to zhuzh. Excuse me, whose head was this made for? Because it's certainly not a full-grown adult's. Do you like me just heavily breathing into the mic? So her hair is quite voluminous. I think what I'm gonna do, bump it. I am gonna futz with this a little bit more. Throw some hairspray on there, and then we can head to set. Come here often? Holy cow. We did it. I'm gonna shed some light here. Oh, please. Is that any better? Ah? Maybe one day I will be just the right amount. But until then, I remain and I shall remain too much. I don't know. Once I get an idea in my head, it is kind of just like a challenge to myself. I do not give up easily. Purely just me holding myself accountable. No one would care if, you know, something was too difficult and I had to give up. I'm stubborn as hell. Was this absolutely probably too much effort for a photo shoot? Yes. But guess who had a good time? Me. I really do love my rock wall. I can literally just crunch it up, throw it up in my barn attic, and use it again for my next cave shoot. May or may not be another look for Maksy, so I think I'm just gonna keep it right here. You never know when you're gonna need a cave wall. I know that this video may not have been your cup of tea, and I totally get that. If you've made it this long, don't worry. Next week is another cute little sewing video. Purely, I think, was out of necessity. This is a side of my creation process that not everyone everyone gets to see. Sometimes Patreon gets to see it, but sometimes not. So I hope that you had fun. I genuinely hope that you had fun. I am in survival mode. I'm trying to get through this month. This is what I had to get done this week. So that's what we did. I love you so very much. Thank you for being here. If you're new to this channel and you feel like sticking around, feel free to subscribe. I upload every other Friday and we have fun here. Whatever. And I will see you in my next video. Bye! What mess? I see nothing. Whoa. Whoa. Oh! Where is my marker? Oh, Lordy, how there it is. Oh! The universe. She's testing me. Painted faces on parade. Masquerade.
All right, that's enough. Stop. Ah, yeah.
Christine's too old for this shit.